the soul and mind. To enlighten our consciousness, to make our life happy and successful, both science and religion are necessary. Science helps us to understand the natural secrets in many more ways which ordinary person cannot perceive or understand, because scientists are dedicating their life to understand the secrets. Not only that, they are using instruments to the senses and limbs to increase the power of them. Therefore, they can penetratively go deeper and deeper into the secrets of nature. They are revealing those secrets, manufacturing many instruments and machines to produce the commodities in large scale perfectly. So in the material world, scientist service, knowledge is very much necessary and important, and we have to respect them and be grateful to all the scientists. The revelationists, in the beginning, they became one with Almighty, the universal being. Their consciousness was merged completely into the infinite state. There, all the imprints and secrets of nature came through their mind as informations useful for mankind. They have explained all about the secret phenomena such as mind, soul, and Almighty, the Supreme Being. These three subjective phenomena could not be understood or perceived by scientists or any very sensitive instruments. So, we need the teachings from both the sides. From the revelationist as well as from the scientist. Real revelations are the basic science for all the sciences of the world, that cannot be proved by senses or by instruments. That's all. Otherwise, if anybody is able to concentrate the mind, focus the mind, and become one with the nature, automatically the secrets of nature will blossom through the psychic line as intuition or revelations. Anything finding new thing, that is called invention. Without the effort of inventing anything. Just by becoming one with the Almighty, automatically the universal being reveals its own secret through the mind of man who dedicated or absorbed his mind in the universal being. That is called revelations. So we need both. On the way, there are three missing links between revelationist and scientist. Revelationists are the leaders who established the religions. Time to time, they were born and lived with the people and found all the problems, and also they found the solutions and revealed all such secrets to people. Revelationists realized the existence of universal being, greatness and value of it, which is the basic source from which the whole universe was evolved. This is not understood by the scientist so far. Therefore, scientists discard the fact, the existence of universal being. They don't accept the existence of God and the greatness of God and the need of respecting it by man. These all are not accepted by the scientist. Second is the soul. Soul is nothing but life force. Within the body, the life force is a very tiny particles, energy particles. In our body there are 5 layers. One is solid body, second is liquid, blood circulation and all other liquids. The third is heat. Heat is the magnetism which is being converted in the course of its circulation in the body. Through the nervous system, it maintains the electrical functions, though always certain degree of heat is maintained in all living beings for the survival and enjoyment. So that is the heat. The fourth is oxygen, air. And the fifth is the energy, which is life force. Tiny particles, millions and millions of particles, jointly functioning in the body. All other things are joint function of the particles, such as air, heat, or solid, liquid, all are the associated state of particles, maybe from oxygen to other heavier elements. But the life force is a free particle. Each particle is rotating itself. At the same time, because of the self-rotative force, it radiates a wave. That wave is called magnetic wave. The whole universe, such particles are filled up, fully filled up, packed up. wherever the speed of movement, rotation of the particles reduce, they come close and jointly functioning as a family, such as atom, molecules, tissues, and associated appearances. But in every form, whatever we see, within the form, the free particle also is working, moving around and around. At the same time, the wave generated by the particle is intensified in any associated field. That wave, by clash, reflection, refraction, penetration, interaction, it creates several results such as pressure, sound, light, smell, and taste. These all are not permanent. Only the result of the clash of waves are caused only by the wave function, which is radiated or charged by the smallest energy particle. The whole universe, it is going on. The same way within our body, all the 5 layers are here: solid, liquid, heat, air, and energy. The energy particle, which is free particle, having self-rotative force, coming around and around in group of millions and millions of particles, that is called life force. If you want to know anything is bigger than the life force, nothing is bigger than the life force in the universe. If you want to know anything is smaller than the life force, nothing is smaller. That is only one. Whatever you see bigger and bigger, that is only the associated stage, associated form of particles. So, in between the seen universe and unseen Almighty, the universal being, the particle, energy particle medium, that is only one important phenomenon in the universe. All the functions are going on regularly only by the functions of the energy particle. The energy particle is the base and starting force of the consciousness. In the state of universal being, consciousness was full, absolute, total consciousness. When a part of the universal being started functioning as a whirling wave, that is the energy particle. So energy particle is nothing but the universal being, a fraction, a whirling wave, just like wave and ocean. If you compare the ocean with universal being, you have to compare the waves as energy particle. So, the consciousness start working in the particle as a pattern, precision, regularity, functional order. Whenever the particles are joining and functioning, the pattern, precision, regularity get a change. in the living being, the consciousness is working as perceptual ability with cognition, experience and discrimination. In man, the same consciousness is developing to the stage, realizing its own self. By the conventional five senses, the consciousness is able to perceive everything by pressure, sound, light and taste. So, now the consciousness, the state of consciousness, existence of the consciousness cannot be understood by any perceptive senses or any other sensitive instrument. So the consciousness has to realize its own self, how I am. That is called enlightenment of the consciousness. When the consciousness is able to understand self beyond all material objects, that state of consciousness is called enlightenment of the consciousness. Only in man it is fully developed. Even though we don't use it, it is ready, it is perfectly developed. Here, body, soul, consciousness. Body is constructed by the chemical functions, chemical atoms, various chemicals. Within the body, the life force is traveling with its own speed. The consciousness is having seat in the life force particle that spreads its activity, extends its activity through the wave radiated by the life force. So the life force is having a small volume, but within that volume, the consciousness is taking place as a seat. When the life force generates a wave, through the wave, the consciousness can spread its activities, extend its activity. Therefore, from the soul, the consciousness spreads, extends its activity through the senses, getting induction with all the materials, appearances, cognizing their existences, experiencing pain, pressure, peace and ecstasy, discriminating one from other. These all functions are going on. When the consciousness is working outside of the body through the senses, outside or within the body through the senses, that is called mind. Through the senses means the magnetic field charged by the life force. That intensity of the magnetism is being converted into pressure, sound, light, smell and taste, always in the course of metabolic routine in our body. So, the consciousness is able to work through all these things by the wave function. So, not only it can see the things, feel the things by perception, by thought, expanding the mind through the universal wave up to the whole universe. The consciousness is able to expand and understand. Again, the same consciousness can shrink to an atom. You understand the value and function of the consciousness. All the history of the universal evolution are only the place of consciousness. All the functions are regulated by functional order, perceptual ability, and realization capacity. All are the place of the consciousness. So, such a consciousness is man with full potential to develop. Such a consciousness is man. When man is living on the earth, he perceives everything through the senses. Whatever he perceives, getting induction with other things, their interaction of his own magnetic wave with that another one, feeling the differences, then the enjoyment comes. All such enjoyment, whatever it may be, that is registered in the soul particle, energy particle. Whatever understood, enjoyed, perceived, imagined by the consciousness, at once as a photo negative, all the image and shape, everything is imprinted in the soul particle. The soul means important place. That is called soul. The meaning of the soul is very, 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 very important place. So the consciousness is taking seat only in the soul particle. All the experiences are gathered, imprinted only in the small particle. We can wonder. Just like computer. Man-made computer is able to print 10 millions of imprints in 1 square inch. It was in the first generation. Now the 4th generation has come in the computer system, which is increased to 10,000 times more. Man-made computer is able to get so many imprints in one small place. This is nature-made computer. That is the life force particle. So whatever we do, it is registered. Again and again it will reflect, or you can by will memorize as a record. This is the wonderful mechanism, instrument in our body. The whole body is fully intensified with a magnetic wave charged by the life force. Through the magnetic wave, whatever happens in the body, in any part, the consciousness is able to feel whether it is harmonious or uncomfortable. The whole body and all the cells, the molecules in the cells, atoms in the molecule, all are polarized by the magnetic wave in the living being. So, in the polarity of all the cells are maintained well only by our magnetic wave, which is intensified in every body. Wherever the polarity is disturbed, there the stagnation of magnetism will come into being. It is the function of the biomagnetism in the course of its circulation transform into electricity, become heat and light, and transform into chemicals in the liquid and solid, become smell and taste. So, these are the functions of the biomagnetism in our body. Wherever the biomagnetism is stagnated by derangement of the polarity, disturbance of the polarity of the cells, it gets abnormally converted into electricity. There it gets short circuit because there is no usual flow. Such short circuit is felt by the consciousness as pain. Whatever the pain may be in the body, that is the significance in particular place. Our own personal magnetism in the course of its travel is getting short circuit. Smaller is the area and shorter is the time of short circuit. We feel it as pain. When it increases to larger area and stays for longer time, we call it as disease. The very same short circuit increases and deteriorates the functions of the parts one after other and reduce the stock of magnetism, biomagnetism in the body. The life force cannot travel properly, cannot generate the magnetic wave. So, the magnetic field becomes deficient, not able to maintain the metabolic routine of the body or mental function of the body. There, by the stagnation of life force, automatically breaks the whole system and the life force goes away. That is called death. So now we are dealing with the subjective phenomena which so far is not understood or accepted by the scientist. But these all, they are already accepted, understood by the revelationist. We are dealing with such a subject, but at the same time, we need not have any reference, any laboratory for that. Our own body is the laboratory. Our own mind is the research scholar. So with this, we are doing. When we understand the secret phenomena, life force and the magnetic wave and the consciousness, functions of the consciousness, we will understand almost all the secrets of the universal functions. Wherever there is disturbance in the body, we feel it as pain. Normal feeling is peaceful feeling. Aggravated is the pain. Accelerated function, the life force is surplus. It is being spent in proper way within the tolerable limit of the senses, that is happiness. So, pain, pleasure, peace and when the consciousness is satisfied with the realization of self and with the realization of Almighty, and identify itself with the nature, and everything gives full happiness, satisfaction, that is ecstasy. So this is the function of the consciousness. Where there is pain feeling, what we do? We want to get rid of. To get rid of the pain feeling in the body, we need some material